I was charged with conspiracy to sell crack cocaine. Well, I had five charges. I had one for conspiracy to sell crack cocaine. I had conspiracy to sell ecstasy pills. I had conspiracy to sell marijuana. I had a conspiracy to sell ecstasy, weed, and a conspiracy of guns that I ain't never seen. Like, they charged me with stuff that I ain't even really had nothing to do with. It's like, and then the judge gonna say, in a conspiracy, one hand feed all. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, man, it's crazy how the feds can come pick you up and really they don't got no evidence, just hearsay.
All right, good afternoon. This is State of Florida versus Stephen Testa with multiple cases before the court.
Yo, what's poppin', man? It's your boy E.I. King, and this is the Incarceration Podcast, where I talk about prison, pre, post, and present, and how everything that I experienced throughout my incarceration has forever changed my life. This is the Incarceration. So Forever Convict family, once again, we are on the journey to 50,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so now. Share this channel with somebody who hasn't.
That's what the doctor told me. Said if I wouldn't have had dreads, I would have been dead.
Damn, bro, that's crazy. All right, so getting out of the hospital, and what happened next? You went back to the streets, you left the streets alone for a while, you felt like that was a warning and a wake-up call to leave that lifestyle alone. What happened?
Well, when I got out, yeah, I kind of, when I got out, I was mad. My brother, my brother that got killed, he was mad, and man, he was like, I say 2 days later, we was riding around in my Jeep. I had a Tahoe. We was riding around, and I had an AK, and I was like riding around. We was asking people, something? Have you heard anything about the robbery? Have you heard anything? Like, we was riding around just looking to go get some people, and everybody was like, oh, I ain't heard nothing. Everybody was playing like they ain't heard nothing. But, you stay in a little county where I'm from, everybody knows something. Like, if somebody knows something, but it's like, and it's still going on to this day of how people getting killed and nobody is saying nothing. Nobody's saying nothing. Everybody acting like they don't know nothing. Or, it's just people say it's a black cloud over that town. But it's like, it's crazy, man, how it's a small town and it's a deadly town. People just get killed down there, and it's crazy. It's the young guys, and it's like it's on black, man. It's killing each other.
So after all this, did you continue to live a street lifestyle, selling dope, and how did this transition into your following arrest and prison bed?
Yeah, I want to say like probably like a year later. A year later, some guys I was selling drugs to, and some guys I was dealing with that was supposed to be my homies and dudes I was hanging with. This was in early 2009. They got picked up by the feds, and when they got picked up, it kind of like I stopped selling. I stopped messing around in the streets. I kind of went on the road with a guy I was dealing with at the time, where I had started doing music, and I was on the road with him. I started going on the road with him, and then in 2010, at the beginning of 2010, in January, my baby brother, my brother after me, okay, I got a baby brother, but my brother after me, he got killed in Charlotte. And that took a toll on me, man. Just, cause he was my best friend, and he got killed. And the night before he got killed, we was riding around, and he was just telling me like I need to leave the drug life alone, and like the feds come to get me if I don't stop, and you know, he was telling me he ain't gonna be here, and I'm like, oh, where you going? He was like, I'm thinking I'm moving to Georgia with my aunt, and I'm like, man, you know, he was, you know, basically like he was saying his goodbyes that night, and the next day he got killed in Charlotte.
I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah.
So what happened after that, and then how does that transition into your following arrest?
Well, after that, like I said, I was still going on the road with my homeboy. I kind of like moved in with him. He was staying in Atlanta, and he was signing Def Jam at the time. So I was going back and forth on the road with him doing shows, and back and forth from North Carolina to Atlanta, and wherever he had to do shows at, just not even being in the streets no more. And in 2000, and then in March, a day before my twin's birthday, is when I got picked up for the indictment in 2011, for the indictment that I got charged with in the Fed. You know, after I had already stopped selling drugs for 2 years, they still came and got me.
Dang, that's crazy. So to go into detail about that, man. So you stopped selling drugs for 2 years.
For 2
And then
years.
the feds come pick you up. What happened? What were
Yeah.
you charged with? What was the accusations?
I was charged with conspiracy to sell crack cocaine. Well, I had five charges. I had one for conspiracy to sell crack cocaine. I had conspiracy to sell ecstasy pills. I had conspiracy to sell marijuana. I had a conspiracy to sell ecstasy, weed, and a conspiracy of guns that I ain't never seen. Like, they charged me with stuff that I ain't even really had nothing to do with. It's like, and then the judge gonna say, in a conspiracy, one hand feed all. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, man, it's crazy how the feds can come pick you up and really they don't got no evidence, just hearsay and ghost dope. And what somebody said, they point the fingers, and the judge say, oh, whatever somebody say, everybody it's everybody. So that was crazy. And I really thought it was a joke, you know, when the feds came and got me. I thought it, you know, like, ain't no way I'm finna go to prison for a long time and I ain't got caught with nothing. You know, but it definitely ain't no joke. You know, when the Fed come get you, it's serious. Yeah, they don't need no but a statement. They don't need no evidence, none of that. It's just statements. That's what I got convicted with. And like I said, I took a plea because, you know, like my lawyer said, if I go to trial, I'm gonna get a life sentence. I ain't gonna get out. So, you know, I didn't even want to sign the plea, man. Like, sign a plea for 16 years for something that you ain't, you know, that something that they ain't even found on you, just what somebody said is crazy, man. Then come to find out that the guys that told on me, some of the guys that told on me is the one that did the home invasion.
That's crazy. So the guys who robbed you are the ones, or who tried to rob you, who did the home invasion, they're the ones who put the feds on
Yeah,
you.
some of them, yeah. Some of them, yeah.
And what, they just made statements to the feds and all that was in your paperwork?
Yeah, all that was in the paperwork.
Dang, bro. So you're facing 60, how many years? 16 years?
Well, I was facing a life sentence.
Life sentence? Yeah. So what's going on in your mind whenever, so you sitting in federal holding at this point?
Yeah, I sat in the I was on 23-hour lockdown for a whole year. Like, come out 1 hour a day for a whole year.
And how's it feel, especially because you weren't in the streets for 2 years? You're like, dang, like,
Yeah,
how the
man,
hell is my
it was
past gonna
rough,
come
man.
up?
And my mom and brother them, like, everybody telling me, man, I wouldn't even sign that plea. Got like, go to trial. I'm like, man, ain't no way I'm going to trial, because my lawyer already telling me, you go to trial, you ain't never getting out. He like, take the 16, you could fight from that. Like, if you go to trial, you getting a life sentence. Like, you getting all these charges, all the counts, you gonna get time for every count. So I just was like, man, and like I said, when they brought the plea to me, man, it took me, I I lie to you not, bro. It took me like 30 minutes to sign it. Like, I just sat there, man, like, looking at it like, man, I'm just about to sign my life away
And you signed for the 16?
for 16 years.
How does that feel? How did that feel though? Signing 16 years for something that they did not catch anything in your possession. All they had was statements, bro.
Yeah,
Conspiracy. That's insane.
it was
How did
rough.
that feel?
It was rough, man. I'm talking about, man, it was a feeling like a feeling like what? Like, man,
crazy.
like, is this for real? Like, it was like a dream. Like, man, this can't be real. And even when I signed the plea, it still won't a guarantee. Because it's up to the judge to go with that. He don't
accept it, yeah.
He don't have to accept it. And I'm like, man, so they like, if he don't accept it, because I was facing 188 months to 235 months. So basically, like, they said the judge was giving in the middle. Like, the judge I had, they said he was giving in the middle of every guideline range. So when I got the 100, I signed a plea. They were trying to give me a plea for 192 months, which was 4 months over my bottom guideline range. So, my judge, like my lawyer said, he was like, if you don't sign this plea, and if it's up to the judge, he gonna give you somewhere with like 200 and something months, cause it's gonna be in the middle. So I signed, for the 192 months, and then when I go to court, the judge tell me, like, I'm looking at your record, and I see you don't even got a bad criminal, you don't even got a criminal history like this. But I'm gonna go along with what what your lawyer and the prosecutor, the solicitor worked out. I'm gonna go along with it. And then he told me, he said, I want you to, when you get out, I want you to stay away from these guys that done put these statements on you, because they records are messed up. Like, these guys are in trouble all the time. So, like he said, he don't understand how I got wrapped up with these guys anyway. Cause like I said, I was the oldest person in the conspiracy. All these guys, bro, I was 33. All the other guys was under 20. They was 20 some years old. They said this conspiracy started in 2099. These guys in 2099, all of them was 10 years old, 9 years old, 8 years old. These guys right here was babies, bro, in 2099. I mean, in 1999. They was babies.
That's crazy. So what happened? So you were sentenced to the 16 years. He accepted the plea deal.
Yeah, he accepted.
And then go walk the viewers through, him accepting the plea deal, you being sentenced to 16 years, going back to your cell, and then start us on the journey, your federal prison bid, man. How was that?
When he accepted the plea deal and said, I sentence you to the 192 months. After he said he sentenced me to 192 months, I'm looking at him, and I went, like, all my hearing went out. Like, I ain't hear nothing. Like, I just seen his lips moving. I couldn't even hear nothing else what he was saying. It was like I just went into a trance, like, man, is this real? I'm about to be gone for 16 years for no evidence, just what somebody said. And I signed a plea for 16 years. And like I said, when I came back to, the judge was saying, when you get out, you need to stay away from these guys. You don't need to be involved with these guys. I hope you take this prison experience and change your life and, get your life back together. I want you to take a drug program class. I want you to get your GED, take some rehabilitation classes and stuff. And man, it was like, went back to the cell. all the guys, you know, like, was asking like, you know, like, how much time you got? I said, man, they gave me 16 years, 192 months. Everybody was like shaking their head, man. Cause everybody on that day was getting sentenced. And you know, like I said, I came back with the 16 years, and then this old guy came back, and he was like, man, they ain't give me number. So when he came back, he was like, they ain't give me number 240 months, and he was like, yeah, I'll be home in a jiffy. I'm like, bro, you know how much 240 months is? He like, hold up, 240 months? They ain't nothing. I said, bro, that's 20 years, man. Man, he started knocking on the gates and stuff like, hey, let me out of here. Hey, they gave me the wrong sentence. I was like, man, bro, everybody bust out laughing, man. It wasn't no funny time, but bro, it was crazy how they was giving out all this time, man, and everybody that was leaving out the cell was coming back with all this time, man. It was crazy, man. Like they walk you in, you cold, you shackled down, they walk you in, you come back out with all this time, man. It was crazy, man. Like they just like they just really optioning you off. Like, all right, you going for this time, you going for this time. It was crazy, man.
Dang. So go ahead and walk us through, bro, like your federal experience, your first day in the feds, going to your, you know, reception or your intake, and then going to your permanent facility. Where were you housed at? How many different prisons? What states? What security? And this, you know, start
Yeah,
walking us
so I
through
went
your
out.
prison day.
I got sent to when I went from the county to the fed, like to the feds. I got sent to they put me in a van, and they took me to Atlanta, to Atlanta prison, I guess that's the transit. And when you go to transit in Atlanta, they kind of like be, you know, like really they going over your charges, going over everything about you, trying to figure out where they're gonna, like, if you're going to a medium, if you're going to a USP, if you're going to a low, or if you're going to a camp, wherever you're going. But I definitely couldn't go to no camp or no low at the time. I might have could have went to a low, but my security level was kind of high when I went in because I didn't have a GED. So I got sent to a medium high. And when I got to the medium, it was already crazy there, you know, like when you go in, they ask for your paperwork, and you got 30 days to get your paperwork. They, you know, basically like if you ain't got your paperwork, people don't want you in the cell with them, and basically like they trying to see did you tell, or you know, they don't want you in the cell if you told. A lot of people, at the USP, they don't want you on the yard if you told. So it was like basically like it was a step down from the USP, but it was still crazy. We on lockdown. Like I say, probably like my third day in, we already on lockdown. A big fight done broke out on the yard. So it was like we already on lockdown my third day in, and first federal prison I got to was Williamsburg, South Carolina, medium. And like I said, it was like, it's a difference from the state, because the state prison, you around everybody from North Carolina. When you go in the federal prison, it's worldwide. You meet people from everywhere. So it was a big difference. And like I said, you lock in a cell at night. They lock in at 9, and you come out, like the doors pop at, I think, 5:30, and child about 6 o'clock. But at the meetings, man, as soon as the door pop, it's best to get up, because like people say, you don't want to be in the bed if somebody trying to get you. Like when the doors pop open, they want you already up for protection. You want to protect yourself.
All right, so how did you do your bid throughout that time in the feds, man? What was your day-to-day routine? Obviously, for people who understand and been following prison content or did time themselves, they already know in the feds, you know, they call it, you know, what car you was in, you know, who you were rocking with. So how did your time look when it comes to affiliation? What car you was in? Yeah, man, and just, you know, how
Well,
was your day-to-day, you know, time in the feds?
well, yeah. Well, the car I was in the Carolina car. You know, I was in South Carolina, so we like a lot. It was a lot of most of North and South Carolina on the yard anyway. So it wasn't like if I'm up north where it ain't many people from North and South Carolina, but down there where I was, it was like a whole North Carolina and South Carolina car, and yeah, it was basically like it was enough for a South Carolina and a North Carolina car, and I rocked with the North Carolina car because you know a lot of my homeboy, a lot of my people, one of my homeboys I hadn't seen, I hadn't seen him since. I hadn't seen him in 15 years, and as soon as I get on the yard, he was on that yard. I think he got a life sentence in 99, and I seen him as soon as I got on the yard, and he was like, "Man, I got you. Like, I'm gonna get you a bag together. You know, like I got you. Whatever you need, I got you, bro." So, and this was one of my partners from the street. He gave me everything I need, like a care package. You know, like he like, bro, you ain't gotta worry about nothing. Like, I got you. So it was good to, you know, see my homeboy as soon as I got on the yard. And like I said, it was rough because like going in there and as soon as I get on the yard, it's people walking around asking, they want to do your paperwork. Like they want to put a motion in for you. Like I can do like, oh man, yeah, they asking you about your charge and then they trying to say, oh yeah, I can get you back. I can get you back. I can put in a motion for you and get you some time. I'm like, man, this is crazy, man.
And listen, if you've done any time, I'm talking about a county jail, state penitentiary, federal, or even drug programs, whatever. If you want to share your story on this channel, go ahead and email me at eithekingbooking. Go ahead and put your stories in the comments below. If there's anything that I talked about slightly, you want me to go more in depth on, or anything I haven't talked about at all, and it's a good idea, drop it in the comments. Let me know. And also remember, I am a rapper. My artist name is E.I. the King. You can find my music on all platforms. I also have another channel, YouTube channel, my official artist channel, E.I. the King. And I also have another podcast. It's called Let Me Talk Bro, where I talk more so about my life, music, ministry, and all these things. Also, I have a Patreon with exclusive content. Everything is in the description below. So listen, man, till the next time, it's your boy, E.I. the King.